Well, welcome to Fit to be Fabulous. I'm Brenda Von Rautenkrantz, your host. We're located right here in Sykesville, Maryland, in the beautiful horse country. We have our horses here. We want to welcome today, I'm so excited to have on the guest, Rochelle Hemingway. She's going to be sharing a little bit of what she does. She has many titles, but one of them that she does is leadership development, branding. She does a consulting. She does so many different entities. You're going to love her story. Well, I'd like to now welcome Rochelle Hemingway. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to have you on the show today.
I'm absolutely excited to be here.
I mean,
Thank
look
you.
at you. You're so put together. I love it. And you know, people who love fashion, we're talking about fashion a little bit because we do like fashion.
We do.
But there's a signature that's around you, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. When you start to say this passion that you have, Rochelle, what really sparks your passion? What is it?
Well, I think a lot has to do with my military career. I have a lot of passions and interests in a lot of different things. But truly, when I started on this journey in this next chapter, I wanted to feel empowered. Mm-hmm. I wanted to feel like I could show up as my true, authentic self. So it's been this day by day interactions that I have with people like you and people I've been networking with, but I'm very passionate about life. I see, after serving 30 years in the military, that there's more life.
Yeah.
There's more to do in this next chapter. And showing up so that others can do the same is truly what I love to do.
When you were in the military, did you feel like, I got to do more, I'm going to do something? Was that a yearning?
It was not a yearning then, because
Okay.
I had plenty of stuff to do when I was in the military. I served different locations, 10 different locations, 5 deployments, so I had a full career.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I retired, until I started to think about, what do I want to do in this next? I knew I didn't want to do a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I knew I didn't want to do anything that was too stressful. And I knew I wanted to make a positive impact in the world. So I just started to do things, I just started to come up with my own ideas and allowing the gut instinct that I had to do speaking engagements, to write a book, to do all these different ways of communicating. And now I'm grateful. I'm very grateful that I get to and that I want to.
Yeah, I love that, you get to. A lot of times they'll say something, but no, you get to do that. Because not everybody gets to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the Slay for Success. What is that all about?
Well, it's the name of my business is Slay to Success. And slay is a word that I took from one of my airmen. So I had an airman who unfortunately lost his battle with depression, and his favorite word was slay. At the time, I didn't understand what he was talking about because I'm older, he's younger, all the language and the lingo. But then I looked up the word, and the word means to kill it, to dominate it, and to nail it, to be on point, to impress greatly, to dream big and work hard until you own it. He was saying that I was slaying it all the time. And so when he passed away unexpectedly, I said, I need to turn my pain into purpose. I took that word and I said, what can I do with this word?
Wow.
Then I said, you know what? It's just not, I can't be on stages because I was in stages, 8,000, 10,000 people. Mm-hmm. And I wanted a vision. So I took each letter of the word and I attached life and leadership philosophies that really resonated with me the most. So S, stay ready, be ready. L, lead out loud. A sense of community, a sense of family. And Y, you are built to last.
Whoa.
And so from that thought, so many things have transpired. It's just every day I have a idea and I just go with it. That's in the vein of slay.
Yeah. Wow. Mm-hmm. But we want to educate our audience a little bit on all the things that you do.
Yes.
So, and I was going to do it in an intro a little bit, but tell a little bit, just because I have a lot of titles, but you have a lot of titles too.
Yeah.
And I think that's it defines who you are. So share some of the things that you do.
Well, first, I'm an image consultant. So
What does that mean?
That means that I help support women in 4 different areas: appearance, behaviors, communication skills, and their digital presence. These 4 areas, I believe, can get you to doors that may not be open otherwise. I'm also a personal brand expert because I believe in stamping yourself, making you known and visible to everyone, and they know exactly what they're going to get, and that's aligned with your goals and your values. I'm also an author of 3 books, and then 2 other books I have contributed to anthologies about resilience and, adaptability, leadership.
Yeah.
And as well as a military advocate, because I still advocate on their behalf.
So let's go back to the imaging, the branding. Where'd that come from? Was that always in the, I mean, you don't come out of being in the, I think I'm going to be an image consultant. I think something has to be inside you. And let me just say this about branding. When I see all that you do and I see all these things, and then I saw, wow, she's going to come on my show. You did a whole thing for my show. I mean, you just have this ability to make it pop. What's that about? I mean, what's that about?
When I was younger, I used to weigh 200 pounds before I went into the military. There's a picture of me in this pink dress that my mom made, because my mom sold all our clothes. I was about 19, I think I was 18. I was 18 years old, 18th birthday. And so the pink, I don't know, I attached to it, but I also have a sign, and it's #slay. It's made out of metal. It's pink. It's hot pink. Wow. I have stared at that sign for 3 years because I got it at a going away party that it was a gift. So I said, you know what really truly made me successful in the military? And it was my image. I looked the part. My hair was slicked back. I knew how much makeup to wear. I knew my uniform needed to be pressed and present a certain way. I was being asked to come and do presentations of things that I didn't even know anything about, but they just wanted to see for the look. And I said, well, what can I do to emulate that when I retire? That's an image consultant. Let me go and get my certification. Let me just even look to see. And after I saw what it was all involved, I was like, this is so awesome. This is me. This is what I truly like to do.
Yeah. It's so cool. I have to tell you, and we haven't known each other too long.
No,
maybe 4 minutes. No, I mean we met each other, but that I had to say, that image you just presented well. Anyway, let's get going. All right, so tell me a little bit about some of the obstacles that you have faced, and not only that, as a veteran, what are some things that you had some challenges?
I think one of the challenges is that identity to the uniform.
Okay.
Being attached to it for so long, wearing it every single day, day in and day out, sometimes you get so attached to it that you don't see yourself outside of that.
Okay.
Sometimes you're misunderstood because, as I was sharing with you earlier, when I speak to my experiences, they really don't resonate with someone who never had an affiliation with the military. Right. You may feel like you're invisible. Because in the military, they give you decorations, they give you achievements and all these medals. When you retire or you separate from the military, there's no longer those things. Right.
You can work hard to get something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those are the challenges and the obstacles that I see. And sometimes even in the military, women are not seen, valued, and heard like they would like to be. And then it just manifests when you retire or separate. So those are some of the unique challenges that women veterans have.
So, but is that what people do? I mean, we talked about that with veterans because we've been trying to do veterans here for equine assisted psychotherapy. It's very difficult because they want to have a veteran, and I'm not a veteran, and it's hard for you to sell the program if you're not a veteran.
Absolutely.
When you start talking about a veteran, you said their eyes, you just like they're ready to shut down a little bit, right?
Yes, absolutely. And again, I think it's because of the unknown, uncertainty. You know, there is some challenges going on deployments and being in some very scary situations. And sometimes people don't resonate. They don't understand being, dodging bullets or, going out to war or participating in exercises and so forth. So there is a way to express that.
Yeah.
But you have to have an understanding of who you are and what do you want to be in your next. And then communicating these stories that are relevant to the conversation that you're having.
I would think just some of the stuff that you're doing right now, the military is trying to get you to come and share with others who are ready to go out.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Oh, I bet. I bet you're a high
I got headhunters.
I bet, because that is, a lot of people, and not just in military, a lot of people, and we talked about with my other guest, that when they retire, they go, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
I really think you should be thinking about it all along.
Absolutely.
You don't just wait till the day you're like, what am I going to do now? You should be doing it a little bit early.
I was not thinking like that at all. If I rolled back the time, I would say 2 to 5 years out. Wow. You should really start to think about.
Yeah.
But I decided when I retired. The other thing that changed the way that I thought about life was my dad passed away a few months after I retired. And in that moment, I said, what is my legacy going to be? Yeah. My dad had a very strong presence.
Yeah.
And he had this personality. So I'm like, there's more.
Yeah.
There's more.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to take this as I'm the next person
to
take it on. I'm the oldest child. It's okay.
Yeah.
The weight and the responsibility, you can handle it.
Yeah.
So just go out and just do it. Just try.
You look so happy. It looks like you're living your life the way you can just feel it. You can feel it to say. So sometimes people go, what am I doing? Now look at her. But it doesn't come overnight. It is a process, right?
It is.
A lot of times people go, I want what she has. Well, you didn't get it wishing. You got a lot of hard work. And you have to think about that.
You do. Every day I'm working on the business.
Yeah.
And seeing how I can change things and how I could connect to people in such a different way.
Yeah.
And it does take extra energy and effort. But it's my purpose. I feel it's my calling.
Yeah.
So I'm just going with the flow.
Yeah. You can almost feel it.
Yes.
Let's talk about your leadership role. What are some things you did in your experiences with the military? What are some things that you participated in?
So I went into the military as a medical technician.
Oh, wow.
And I did that for 10 years.
Were you in the medical field? Did they train you? Or?
They did. I was a person that can work anywhere in the clinic or the hospital. It was a jack of all trades, master of none, starting IVs, drawing blood,
all the things.
You had
to like that, Rochelle.
I did. And then the next 10 years, I was an independent duty medical technician where I deployed to all these different locations. And they didn't send doctors or nurses. They sent a person like me. They trained me so I can do combat medical care.
Oh my goodness.
So I did that for 10 years, and that led me into becoming a first sergeant. And a first sergeant is someone similar to a social worker. So if there's any personal challenges that they need, finances, having a baby, all the different things, that's what I did for 4 years. Then I was on the Inspector General's team for a couple of years, evaluating programs and policies, doing inspections for all kinds of things.
Oh my goodness.
And then the last few years, I was the command chief at Ellsworth Air Force Base in South Dakota, where I was one of the 3 persons at the base making decisions for 8,000 people. They had a bomber mission, so all the bomber airplanes that would go out and just drop bombs in locations across the world, I was one of the 3 people.
Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. But you did all these things, you just blow me away. All these things that you did you have any PTSD afterwards? Did you have, or did you your personality all right, well let's just move on. But
I have told myself, you can allow certain incidences and situations to take over. Mm-hmm. Of course, I think I do have a little bit of PTSD, but does that stop me No.
Right.
I understand what the situation was. I understood what my role was in that particular situation. And yes, sometimes I go back and glimpse at it, but my future is so bright. Like I see the
Yeah.
future and I'm thinking, I can't go back to that space, you
Right.
know, and dwell on that.
Do you think that's what's the little bit of the problem when the veterans come out and they have some of these traumas that in there, they don't have anything to take them over to get that feeling of there's hope, I could do that. They're just there.
They are. And there's so many programs, there's so many resources for veterans to get support. But sometimes we let our pride, we're very
Right.
prideful people.
Oh, yeah.
To allow us to go through a therapy session
Yeah.
where we have to be vulnerable
Yeah.
and have to talk about a lot of things that we may not want to do because the emotions of all of it. So,
I got a question for you. I'm a psychotherapist, as you know.
Yes.
And when I have that, they don't want to come because they're worried it's documented.
yes.
So what can we do with that, since you have some background?
I think it's just creating a safe space, you know, allowing them to freely talk without the pen out, the paper out.
Okay.
You know, because when they see the evaluation happening as they're talking, they know that's just not going to stay there. You know, sometimes we have this, we have an intuition that if we say certain things, that our superiors, the people that are in charge, they're going to find out. They're going to disarm us. They're going to tell us that we can't do our job. Those are the things that we are challenged with. Now, it's getting better in the military because they're understanding that there needs to be mental help and
Yeah.
support, especially after 9/11. But there's still a long ways to go.
Really?
It's a long ways to go.
But again, even though with that they do tell you, say nothing's been recorded, but they're still hesitant.
Oh
aren't
yes,
they?
oh yeah, because it's a conditioned environment. It's highly conforming.
Yeah.
So when the rules are there and they are being enforced, then of course,
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot of hesitation. Like, oh yeah, no, I'm not going to share
Well,
that.
That's exactly how you have to kind of. It gives me an awakening of whoa, because
Yeah.
I've had a lot of veterans come, and we do some things with the horses, but it's very like you hear the horses.
Yes, absolutely.
That's our audience.
They are.
That's your audience.
Absolutely
We have, you know.
beautiful.
Maybe it's a pig or two. No, I don't have any pigs today. So tell me a little bit. We talked of your personal, the why. Tell me, elaborate a little bit more of where for yourself of the why. I have to do this. Why? What's the reason?
If I don't, then who's going to do it? If I have been led to this, and I don't see a lot of women doing what I'm doing, why can't I be the spark to start everything?
Yeah.
I realize that I know my worth. I know my value. I started the business with nothing. No template, no blueprint.
Yeah.
I created something that other women can wrap themselves around and come as a community. This is a collective effort. I am bringing out and drawing out inspiration, empowerment, confidence, and some of the women that have felt like, I just don't know where to begin. I'm their Kickstarter.
Yeah. Do you love that?
I love it. I love it. I see women who are doing podcasts, speaking engagements, writing books, just networking, doing things that are different,
Yeah.
making decisions about the relationships that they're in, because they want the alignment. They
Yeah.
want to live a better life. So why not me?
Yeah.
Why not me?
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I'm always thinking about. This is on purpose. This is intentional. There's nothing happenstance about what I'm doing. I'm just walking in it every day, and I feel like this was waiting for me all along.
Yeah.
It was
Like
just
they just plopped you right
yeah,
there.
and you know, I don't know anyone here. Like when we moved here, we didn't know anyone here. We never lived in the state of Maryland before.
Really? So how did you end up here, though?
My cousin, who's a DMV realtor, she lives in DC. She found our home when we moved from South Dakota, and she says, I found a perfect community for you and your family.
Out of all of the United States?
All over the United States.
And this is what she picked?
Yes.
That is unbelievable.
So
it's a great place to live.
It is high risk. And we didn't even think anything about it. My husband's from New York and I'm from Indiana.
Wow.
But it's been the absolute best decision for us in this season of life.
Wow.
And our son is thriving.
How old is he?
He's 14.
14.
He's thriving.
Wow.
You know, I'm thriving. My husband's thriving. He's also a veteran. So he also did 30 years of service.
Wow.
So we know what it takes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of discipline, resilience, adaptability, flexibility, and we're making it happen.
Yeah. A lot of times when people do move, it's your outlook too.
Yes.
I mean, you have to say, I mean, it is a great place.
Yeah.
But it is your outlook to say, this is our stepping stone. We're going to move. It has to be your attitude and mindset.
It is a mindset.
You know?
At first, and I'll be honest, the first few months I was struggling because of traffic and there was overstimulation. There's a lot going on. But then when I found my way and I said, you're going to make this a thing. This is where your home is.
Yeah.
And then everything just started to line up. I mean, like I have, like anybody else, bad days, ups and downs, and in-betweens. But for the majority, I feel amazing.
Yeah.
I'm healthy, which is one of the things that, you know, sometimes doesn't happen for a veteran when they're leaving service after a long period of time. I feel good. My mind is clear.
Yeah.
I'm focused.
Well, I mean, there's a saying when you help others.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's about others. And when you help others, I mean, not that you don't have to take care of your body. You do take care of your body.
Absolutely.
But sometimes when you invest in some others, you are happier and you feel good.
Yes.
A lot of times that's a secret.
It is a secret.
And people don't get that.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about why women in transition. Why do you like them, like to get them going? What is it about that, the career and?
It's a perfect time to stop and think about what can I do. Mm-hmm. Most of the time, the women that come to me have had a long career. They've been there and done that and got the t-shirt.
Right.
Their children are older.
Yeah.
They have the resources that they need. So it's a perfect time for them to stop and to reevaluate, reassess their life and think about what are the opportunities that I could go for that I didn't get a chance to do when I was younger. I have so much more wisdom. I have so much more experience.
Right.
I have skills.
Yeah.
I can juggle in between a lot of different things. If I want to start a business, I can start a business. If I want to do a whole different career, I can do a whole different career.
What's the number one that holds them back, Rochelle?
It's fear.
Okay.
It's fear of the unknown, fear of not being successful because they were successful in one area of their life. Now you're going to a whole uncharted territory where anything could happen. And so it's the fear. They're not quite sure. You know, we get aged a little bit. We let society tell us and dictate what we need to be doing in the next chapter.
Right.
And I just pull back the curtain, pull back the onion, and like, let's stop and let's debunk all these myths.
Yeah.
You are fearfully and wonderfully made.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot in you that you still need to tap into. And so all I'm allowing them to do is to reach their fullest potential.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's amazing to me, the things that they think of, I want to do this. I'm like, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah.
What do you need to get there?
Yeah.
Start planning, start doing, taking action. Don't worry about all of what it, you know.
Do you ever get frustrated when they don't do what they're going to do?
Sometimes, but then I know it's a process.
Yeah.
You know, and it's in due time.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not their season just yet, but I'm planting seeds.
Yeah.
So they can always go back to it when they are fully ready and prepared.
So it's not one of my questions, but what are some things, what would a session look like?
First of all, like we were talking about before, it's mindset.
Okay.
Like I really need to understand who you think you are and where do you want to be. Mm-hmm. We got to get really clear on that. The second is it's a personal brand strategy. Mm-hmm. And it always has to align with your core values, your your passions and your interests. Then it's the visibility piece. I think the first thing for sure is what you're wearing and how you're showing up.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about. So how does fashion come into, it's the mindset, it's the fashion, it's all that. Why is the fashion so important?
Because it's conveying a message, not only to where you're going and the people that you're showing up to, but to yourself. So I chose the color pink as my color because it represents empathy, softness, openness, caring. Those are the traits that I want.
What does black mean, Rochelle?
Mystery.
Hey, she's a New Yorker. She wears a lot of black.
So and being true to that.
Yeah.
And whatever that color is. And for me, I like leveling up my clothing. I really do, because
what does that mean, leveling up?
It just means that instead of just wearing, plain outfit, I always have some print or some color or something that attracts your eye.
Yeah.
I invite you in. It's a conversation.
Yeah.
Because when they see you, that you're different.
Yeah.
You're uniquely different. People are like interested in different, like, whoa, who's this person? And once you get to know me a little bit better, you understand the why.
Yeah.
And then it allows them to then explore for themselves. Because maybe we have dated clothes. Maybe have dated.
Or maybe they don't know how to.
Exactly. Exactly.
A lot of times people don't know. They go, I wish I'd like to shop. And they do a lot of wishing.
Yes.
I love that you help them with that.
Yes. I take women shopping.
Do you?
I do. And it's very interesting because it's an experiment. Right? Like, how can I push them out of their comfort zone and wear brighter colors, a print that they've never worn before, and I pick out all their clothes and they stay in the closet or the dressing room, and they one outfit after the next, and I take pictures. I capture them in the moment. Look how you look in this particular outfit. You feel confident, you feel bold, you feel like you can take on the world. That's what your style is.
I think people need that more than anything in today's time. You're like, wow. I think just that alone, people are going to go, I think I need that.
Yeah.
I think I do need some imaging for that.
Yes.
A couple things for we have about 2 minutes, but for future, what's it looking like for you for the future? What are some things?
Well, I want to go global. Slay to Success is just started. But I really want to empower globally and partner with organizations that truly want to get the best out of their employees, to get the best out of their future women leaders. It's a matter of mentorship, right?
Okay.
Inspiration on what are the possibilities.
Yeah.
There are always other ways to project yourself.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of hesitation for some women to think, oh, I can't do that. I'm like, yes, you can. And the best is all yet to come.
Yeah.
So I just love doing that.
I mean, global, that sounds so daunting, but I'm sure you have it under control. I'm sure you have a spreadsheet of where you're going next, for sure.
I do.
Right?
I do.
Well, I just want to thank you so much for being on the show. The show's called Fit to be Fabulous. You are fit and you are fabulous. That's for sure.
Thank you.
You've inspired, I think, so many people out there that, and we'll put some information down so that you have the website so they can contact you. They're probably going to go, I need all of that. I need all of that. And in today's time, there's nothing, you have to humble yourself and say, you know what? We can do anything. So
we can do anything.
Well, anyway, I want to thank our guest, Rochelle Hemingway, for being on the show today. And if you have an idea about a show, you can contact me at brendavonr@gmail.com. And we would love for you to contact Rochelle. We're going to send some information if you'd like to get some good stuff, because she's got a ton of information. Rautenkrantz, your host. We'll see you next time on Fit to be Fabulous. Bye-bye.